Apparently, Apple's working on, or we have a new report. We've known that Apple has been interested in self-driving vehicles for a while. However, we have a new report that their intimacy level is increasing alongside their partner TSMC. TSMC, the chip maker, responsible for all the latest stuff they've been doing. All that fancy Apple silicon. Well, that's making waves. Maybe not as much as the headphones. Sheesh. But anyway, they're apparently very interested in the automotive thing. They're increasing. They're ramping up. Maybe they're talking about potential manufacturing facilities in the U.S. as well, possibly targeting companies like Tesla. Project Titan is the name of it. And mostly it's from a chip perspective, which makes sense considering TSMC's involvement and their success with Apple Silicon. Is could you use this hardware prowess to improve something like self-driving?
Yes.
To improve some of these complex tasks that we may be asking vehicles to do in the future. So there's a bit of confusion around this particular report. First of all, 9to5Mac is questioning the legitimacy of Digitimes, but I don't know. That might just be publication beef. But the confusion is around whether or not the eventual objective is Apple creating self-driving hardware that gets bolted on to pre-existing cars from manufacturers already in existence, or if they're actually making a standalone Apple car. Now, the consensus seems to be that it would be the bolt-on kind of scenario. That would be easier to do. I mean, a whole car company is kind of crazy, especially up to Apple's standard. You've seen how hard it's been even for Tesla, with all their success becoming tremendously valuable, to actually pump out quality vehicles that would be up to the standard of, like, let's say an iPhone. Making a self-driving module that goes into a pre-existing car seems more feasible in the short term.
Yeah.
However, Apple not usually one to sacrifice control in exchange for convenience. It's always about the ecosystem. It's about the badge, and it's about they create a silo of their stuff.
Yes.
And they don't necessarily play nice all the time with this other variety of brands. So maybe it's actually in between the two. I just thought of this right now. Maybe it's a collab with one individual automaker that they like.
Yeah.
Where they can say Apple X whoever.
Didn't they partner with Porsche with CarPlay?
Well, I don't know that it's actually beyond. Oh, it is beyond. You're right. They did, because the apps are native within the car's OS.
Right, but you can still use Android.
No, there's no Android Auto.
No, there's no Auto.
There's no Android Auto in, but that's not. From what I understand, that is coming. They're not trying to ignore it, but the more significant part is not the existence of Apple CarPlay, but Apple apps inside of the default OS on the car. So podcasts, Apple Music, and things just right on the dash without any connection. You sign into your iTunes on the car, or they call it iTunes, whatever, your Apple ID. This is obviously a step further. You're talking about an intimate relationship from a collab perspective, because they need to be involved in initial testing and the software development for self-driving is bananas. So we'll see what actually takes place, but it's a cool idea. It's a cool thing to imagine, an Apple car or Apple self-driving module, and maybe an Apple computer for your car, or for whichever car company they collaborate with. Tesla is also believed to be working with TSMC on its forthcoming HW 4.0 self-driving chip, which could be ready for mass production in Q4 2021. So TSMC all over it. Regardless, you want to self-drive, I guess you got to talk to them, Will. When it comes to